Hey guys, this is Ben here at Gun Media. I'm your community manager for Breach and Clear. I'm here today with Wes Keltner, founder CEO of Gun Media, and Ronnie Hobbs, our marketing director. So what we talked about with you guys over this week and last week was that we were going to do a community question and answer. That's going to be us here at Gun talking to you guys about what's going on at Breach and Clear, what we're planning on doing, and all that kind of stuff. The fun part is we got quite a few good questions, and so for all of you that we answer your questions, hit us up on our Facebook page. We're going to send you a Breach and Clear patch. One of you at the end of this video is going to get a Breach and Clear poster, so stay tuned. So our first question is going to be from probably the not real name, John Smith, and if that is your real name, pretty awesome. You asked what's next, and so I'm going to leave that to these guys because...
Well, what's next is, continuing to support, the PC version. Of course, we want to make that the best that it can be with more content and more features and whatnot. Also taking what we create for PC and get that immediately onto mobile so that we're all the fans previously that were on Android devices, on iPhones, iPads, etc., get the same experience that we've been creating for PC. With us having a small team, we can't develop both simultaneously, how it is. So we have to build, a few guys are working on this over here, and then you have to shift them over and get them to get this stuff onto mobile. So that's the earliest sort of what is next. After that, it's there's a lot of good things that we're cooking up. So for sure,
exciting stuff. So you heard that right, guys. We are putting everything that's on the PC version that will be coming to mobile, iOS and Android. When that date's going to happen, honestly, we don't know, but we are literally working on it right now. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not the three of us, but the Mighty Rabbit guys are doing a great job getting that work done. They are slaving away, trust us, we know, and it's going to be out there very soon. He also asked, where are handguns? Why don't we have handguns in the game?
That's as simple as the mocap and the rig that we have for the bros doesn't support a two-handed extended shot, because if you notice that all the rig for the characters in the game, they're always with a rifle or a shotgun with either a foregrip or a hand on a like this. So that to have the rig do this is we did mocap that, and so that's probably the biggest limitation. I know we tried it.
We did try it for a couple weeks, and the arms just looked ridiculous when they were holding it.
Yeah.
So, and then you have to go back and rebalance all the stats on previous weapons to make sure the handgun actually is in line with the damage and the firing rate and all that. So it's not as simple as just putting in handguns.
Yeah, we don't want to stick something in there that's either not balanced or it looks like it got shoehorned in and everyone's like, WTF.
And it did.
And it looked that way.
I mean, when you look at it, when we first started out, we're talking to special operations guys. They're saying, well, we don't really use pistols that much. Those are really a last resort thing. So our focus was, what are the real guys doing? How do we translate that? And, well, pistols were that low on the totem pole. So that was just from the start. So that's why handguns aren't in, but, we do look at handguns. It's something we are considering, but for Breach and Clear, maybe not. So I have Jean-Baptiste Sabot-Guiraud, and if I pronounce that wrong, it's because my French is terrible. You ask, where can we get snake patches? That's going to be the Breach and Clear mark. So we already make Breach and Clear patches. A lot of you guys already want them, have them, and we see you selling them. And come on, man, those are expensive. But the snake patch, well, it's a cool mark. It really is. When it comes to how many people are asking for that mark as opposed to the Breach and Clear design itself, well, we're looking at how many of our fans want it. More people are asking for the Breach and Clear design, but if we get more and more of you guys asking for the the design, we could do a limited run. I mean,
sure, absolutely. If the community wants it, we should give it to them.
So we are just about out of the Breach and Clear patches, so we'll be making another run here pretty soon. Tell us which ones you guys want more. So I've got Caleb Scott Conant, and if I pronounce your name wrong again, my English is pretty bad too. What were the key elements taking into consideration for the dynamics of the game?
The dynamics of the game. I guess what he's kind of saying is, I'm guessing for inspiration, why does the game, sort of play the way it is, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to assume that's kind of what that question means. And when I first sat down to write the design doc for that, and Ronnie is very aware of this because we had these discussions long time ago, was both he and I were missing the old Rainbow Six Rogue Spear games from the past, the PC PC versions, and that's kind of what this was when I sat down to write that. It was basically a love letter to that, because I missed playing those. And I mean, how many discussions do we have about why doesn't Rogue Spear exist today? You know, like why did Rainbow Six change over the years?
Yeah, I think that was the foundation for the whole conversation, for the whole design of Reaching Clear was, we missed Rainbow Six and Rogue Spear, and all the planning that happens there for 45 minutes, or however long you want to plan.
Yeah.
Then you go into the map and you die in one shot.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the hell happened?
Right.
That didn't exist, where it doesn't exist now, and we're trying to figure out what happened. Obviously, it was first-person shooter movement that took over on consoles and all that. So I think that was the point where we're like, hey, Reaching Clear, this could be a great idea. That once it came to mobile, that's where we had to streamline, set back a lot of the planning stages.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to sit down for 45 minutes on a mobile device and plan.
Right.
So it was a fine balance.
Yeah, we may get 3 to 5 minutes while the guy's sitting on the can. Like that's maybe all we get. So how can you take a experience like Rainbow Six used to have and boil that all the way down to what can you do in 3 minutes and it not feel too tedious? So that's what we were shooting for with a touchscreen.
For what it's worth, it took us about 45 different versions of Reaching Clear to get to this point.
God, yeah.
We have so many different prototypes, and it'd be great to like release those one day for fun, but
I don't
even know how to get them.
When you say for fun, though, a lot of those prototypes weren't fun.
Yeah, they were scary and they sucked and they were bad.
Oh, professional.
Yeah, I know, getting calls in the middle of it.
So his second question, this is again from Caleb, is what did you look at to make the game feel authentic?
That's both of you guys. I mean, that's
Well, authenticity, I don't know if he means, I guess what they're asking more is about is maybe military authenticity.
I mean, visual's easy enough. You find the military equipment, you go for the visual, identity of these. Yeah, the accuracy. That should just be commonplace in video games.
But it's not.
Nowhere near. And even still, with the amount of work you can get for mobile, just to be able to get that fidelity, it's very, very tough. But I mean, when you want to put different teams next to one another, you want to try and find differentiations. And it's really fun, you got guys that like military stuff, you guys that don't really like military stuff. How do you find that balance? Which has been a really fun part of trying to develop around here, the discussions that we have. But just from a visual standpoint, it's doing the research, talking to the special operations guys. But even
from had conversations with,
from Delta to SF guys, from dinners to having a couple beers with guys, and we gleaned a ton of information from those guys, and authenticity of it's not the terrorists we're scared of, it's the actual level layouts, the areas that we're going to go into. Those kind of conversations really opened our eyes and how we created the missions and the levels and stuff, which is really cool conversation.
We also had to scale a little bit of that difficulty back for mobile. You didn't want to die as soon as you walk into the room, but room layout was a big part of that, and combined with the accuracy and going out and getting partners like all of our Novetzky and those guys, making sure that their stuff looks exactly like it does in real life, and just paying them homage, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So our next question is from Darren Flowers. He wants to know, what about Xbox and PlayStation? What can you tell me?
They're really cool machines.
Yeah, what about?
I have them both.
They're very fun. The new Xbox One.
Yeah.
Xbox huge again.
I mean, it's not off the table to go to those platforms, especially now that we're on PC. We need controller support, and if that's put in, then it's not. It can happen. It's where are we entering? What door are we entering with those two entities? Are we going in the same door that a giant company like EA goes in, or are we going in an indie door where we may not get as much visibility? Those are the questions that definitely need to be discussed with both of those.
Yeah, it's not just as easy as just building, get into debug and building the game. We still have to get it on the machine, and we still have to go through all the process of publishing it. And so there's a lot that goes into that. So we are considering it.
I mean, just to be on PS4 or PS3, for example, is the amount of testing that you have to do. Like, for example,
get certified. I
mean, friends in the industry just to get certified have told me that your game that they've had games get rejected because when they send it to Sony to be tested, Sony plugs in a Guitar Hero controller into the second port.
Just to see if it breaks.
And you can't and you can't play the game with that, or you can't move to the menus with that, or something crashes because of it, and so they shoot that back and say no, it failed, start over. And so it's those types of things to get certified that I think a lot of people don't realize, like what that entails.
The whole process.
The whole process labor intensive and expensive to do that, because we have to pay for all that testing to happen, and there's just stuff that you don't think about, like did you plug in a Guitar Hero controller?
Did you test every conceivable possible outcome?
Because Sony will make you do it.
Yeah. So.
All right. Our next question actually comes from Merrick Ethno. He asks, why is there no map editor? So we've talked with the Mighty Rabbit guys on a few of these answers, as well as just our standing on this. And when it comes to the map editor, when you're looking at how to get a map editor into a game, that's something you have to consider close to the beginning of the design. And we didn't really consider it. Simply, we were going to be on mobile. If you're going to have a map editor, I mean, there's so many things you can do for a map editor. Do you place each individual room? Are you placing walls? Are you putting furniture down? Or
how do you share those?
All that kind of stuff.
I mean,
for mobile, not really feasible. And again, the Steam version.
It's not even the feasibility of it. It's how many games
do you want it
offer that. And I'm sure somebody's going to provide links to all the mobile games that do it, but there are probably less than a handful that actually allow you to do level editing on a mobile device, and that's where Breach and Clear was born. Yes, we are on PC now, and we have a little more muscle from a GPU and otherwise standpoint that we could start to look into it. But the question also has to come up if we built Breach and Clear. It was what it was. What can we do for Breach and Clear 2?
Yeah, do we just go back and jam a map editor into it, or do we move on to the next version, if there will be one, and save it for that?
If all those features that fans are crying for now, if that's on our bullet list of must-haves for Breach and Clear 2, then from the beginning, when we start Breach and Clear 2, we're already baking those things and making sure they come out of the oven correct, and they're not something that is a feature set that's shoehorned in post-launch that feels kind of not good. That's the last thing we want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. All right. I've got Pierre Mouth asking, why no machine guns? Why can't we have them?
Well,
we do have machine gun.
Light machine gun.
We do, a light machine gun, the Mark 46.
Maybe explain on mobile.
He might be on mobile.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's not
again,
there yet, yeah.
as we told you guys on mobile, everything that we put on, that was 6 new guns. And those are all varied guns with a couple of new partner rifles from LaRue and Noveski. Those will be on mobile very soon.
Yep.
Omar asks, can we put kill streaks into the game?
Yeah.
We could, and we thought about it, and
it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit for what we have. I mean, as a strategy,
3/4
yeah,
experience.
Killstreak makes more sense to me if I'm a first or third person. I have control over the shooter.
Yeah.
So that's my reward for my skill.
Yeah, it's your skill.
And the strategy, the skill is more in how you're moving your team and how you're, for Breach and Clear, you're setting their viewpoints and using their perks and stuff the right way. So to me, a kill streak, while perfect for something like Call of Duty, for example, which I love, it makes total sense for that, to reward that player for their skill of continuing to kill without dying. It's not necessarily the perfect for Breach and Clear. And we do at least.
Your teammates are shooting and getting kills at the same time, so you're like, oh, great.
Yeah, exactly.
Another kill streak, is that even impressive?
Yeah, and there's some achievements in there that are somewhat related to, dropping a lot of bodies per turn, things like that. So we got a little bit of it, but now we'll probably never have kill streaks.
What do you think about it?
Yeah.
All right. Josh Johnson, you're asking, why can I not delete a squad? I've got some good news for you. You will be able to. We're going to put that to PC first. It's going to be in the next big update. This is directly from the Mighty Rabbit guys. So we've been hearing a lot from our fans. Why can't I delete a squad? We've paid attention, we've listened, and you guys are going to get that. I've got Tyler Holm asking, what are your plans for the next update? Well, again, from Mighty Rabbit, we've got major bug fixes being reported. We've got them being fixed. We've got a bunch of issues that were fixed with achievements that has gone in for a hot fix, the last update you guys got.
Yeah.
And as far as content goes, we have a couple of things up the pipeline that we're discussing. Nothing that we can announce yet, but next week, this week?
We may be able to do a release at the end of this week.
Possible.
Yeah. I guess the best hint we can give is it's a really cool collaboration. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to put in new guns, new teams, new gear and camo? This is again from Tyler.
Yeah. Okay. Repeat the question.
He wants to know, are we going to put in any new guns, any new teams? And
if he's on mobile, then yes, he will get the stuff he doesn't have already.
Right.
But for PC, like once again, all these guns have to be different.
Yeah.
You don't want just another rifle in that doesn't really affect gameplay.
Correct.
And you don't want another piece of camo in this I mean, camo might be okay, it's visual.
Customization, yeah.
But every gun has to have a purpose in the game.
Correct.
So a lot of the new partner rifles feel different when you actually play with them.
Higher power, more accuracy,
Yeah.
but very
Less
expensive.
Yeah, and the firing rate's real low.
We've got the new LMGs, the SMGs, the sniper rifle.
But beyond that, what else could we possibly do?
Right.
I mean, and you have to keep in mind that partners, we have to have partners with a lot of these manufacturers. We can't just put any gun we want into the game.
Right.
You know.
I mean, you could do that.
We probably would be setting
But
there.
then you get sued, or at least you get a dirty letter.
Yeah, I mean, how long's the list of rifles that we have that we wanted to put in the game? 100?
Longer than that.
Yes, we looked at about 100 different rifles at least and tried to narrow those down to the ones that felt right for the game. They felt a little bit different, which is why you see the shotgun now, and the PDW,
Sniper rifle.
and the sniper rifle, and the LNG. I mean, there's not too much beyond that we can do.
Right.
So,
All right, from Nick Williams. Can I buy a Breach and Clear patch? No. No, you may not.
you can buy it on eBay, apparently.
If you actually,
Some guy out there selling.
I see them pop up every now and then on Facebook communities. But Breach and Clear patch, no, never for sale, but we will let you earn them. How do you earn one? And people ask me this quite often. Do something cool. I don't know what that is. That could be art, that could be some cool screenshot, that could be, here's my Breach and Clear something. I don't know. Just impress us.
People send us stuff all the time.
We are easily impressed. So come up with something cool, post it around,
Yes.
blah, blah, blah. Well, I am, piece of candy.
Well, we got time for one more? Maybe?
Yeah, we got a little more time. Yeah, we can answer a couple more here.
I want more than 4 people on my team. This is again from Nick. Can I have that?
You can if you buy super large PC strategy game.
Well, we can't have a Breach and Clear.
I know. Yeah.
It was the way it was created, 4 people. I mean, that's the way it was built. We discussed and looked at during our prototype phase of having more than 4 people, and the balancing started to get off, like how the levels were laid out changed, because every little piece of the puzzle there's a reason for it, that the level size, where enemies spawn, where cover spots are, all of those were built for just 4 people on a team.
Yeah.
So if you add even a 5th person, it sort of starts to break the flow of levels.
Yeah.
It breaks where enemies spawn, because we want that feeling of it can be sort of risky to move your team from cover point A to cover point B, that it's maybe right at the end of that turn. So there's a lot of things that are put into taken into consideration. So adding just one guy.
Even simple things like the UI would have to be redone.
Yeah.
Everything about it.
That's
It affects everything from top to bottom. So.
Yep.
We thought 4 was a good number. So.
Yeah.
All right. Cut. You said we had time for one more?
No, so we can do a couple more.
Oh, a couple more. Okay. Well,
Read 2 more and we're done.
gotcha. What inspired Breach and Clear? This is from Dean Lamb.
What inspired? Well, we kind of covered that. But
Yeah.
The inspiration was Rainbow Six.
All right. Why isn't it free? This is from Joseph Alsdorf.
Why isn't it free? I guess he means
Why isn't the game free?
Free to play?
If he means free, then stuff costs money. That's the answer. Free to play is a whole different story.
It's a long story. We started out Breach and Clear when I first started designing it as a free-to-play game, but I realized a couple of things. I'm not a person that likes stats and cohorts and funnels, and that would be my every day after the game launched to come in and just sit and discuss that, and that just doesn't seem fun.
Yeah.
But the biggest part of that was once Breach and Clear started to come to life, move from design doc to actual working prototype, the more we realized it was a premium game. It's not a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
And if we had tried to put in the hooks and mechanics that make a good free-to-play game, that it would have broken what made Breach and Clear unique.
Yeah. I mean, I remember we put these things in. We didn't even like the game anymore. We didn't even want to play it anymore. We're like, this is not what Breach and Clear was supposed to be. So it just didn't fit for our game.
Because some people take I guess in the industry they say a darker road or whatever if you're talking about free to play. And there are some free to play games that I think do it right, and there are some that do it wrong. But right or wrong, I don't think it wasn't the right fit for.
Could have had more players. Alternatively, we could have had millions and millions and millions of people play our game, but yet they wouldn't be loyal. They would leave after 2 days if you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen
20 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of studies where you know the average player in free-to-play games are it's a couple of days.
They get 40 million downloads in one day, and then
Right.
like less than 1% are still playing it.
So yeah, and every day I don't want to come in every day and it's triage on your player base. Is what you're always what you're doing is fighting current player fatigue versus trying to get new users. Like that just doesn't.
Especially didn't fit for Reach and Clear. At least,
No.
I mean, maybe a future game, who knows, but definitely not Reach and Clear.
We definitely would not have the loyal fan base that we have today.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, that segues perfectly into our last question. This is going to be our winner for the poster, Marcin Gesek. And if I pronounce that wrong again, I'm sorry. He wants to know how important is community feedback and how much of the community's words have helped change the game. And as your community manager, we are on there literally in the morning through a good part of the day, reading every single comment, concern, question that we get on a variety of social engagement platforms. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of messages. And when you look at how the game is shaped, I mean, we've got a squad deletion coming, we've got customization, sellback features that were all put in because you guys kept asking for them. So I'd say just on an update basis, 50% of each update is usually directly because of the community, even still.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of part of the whole process because we lock ourselves away during the design and during the development, and it's us and it's our the dev team Mighty Rabbit, and we're all fighting back and forth and incredibly passionate about what it is that we're building. But we're still in this little silo. We're in this little protective cocoon building this thing.
We only know what we think we know at that point.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And then we release it to everybody, and it's kind of out of our control a little bit then. And then we start hearing and seeing how people are playing it, and everyone has their own suggestions in their own ways that they foresee making the game better. And every day we sit down and go through that list and discuss, like, okay, well, here's this idea came out of here. What do we think about that? Can we pull it off in time? Do we have the budget to pull it off?
Yeah.
Or is that something that we can shelf and say that'd be a great fit for Reach and Clear too? So it's absolutely critical to the prolonged success of the game because again, we're never those type of we're not the type of company that thinks, well, we know everything and then we made this great game and we're going to release it and we don't care what anyone else thinks. Like that's not really how we roll. So it's been absolutely critical to the continued success of the game. And I love hearing the stories of not only what they think would make the game be better, but just hearing how much they enjoy playing it. And that's just cool. It's a cool feeling.
Well, hopefully that carries on in the future with, I don't know, maybe Reach and Clear 2 one day. Well, guys, again, I'm Ben. This is Ronnie. Here's Wes. We really appreciate you guys sending these questions. We want to do this a little bit more often, especially, as we continue to get out there.
And as we catch our breath from the last.
Yeah. But we do appreciate everything you guys do, and we hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.